Hi, Mishra. How are you? Hi, Mishra. Thank you so much for coming back. Do you have any tarot questions for me? Okay, so Mishra said here on Instagram, my first question, I have a couple of buyers right now for my business. I need to know if the business would sell next month, a couple of months, or before December. Sending you the funds. Okay, I am going to go ahead and prepare my tarot cards. So for today, I am going to be using the Tiny Tarot, which I don't know if I put the box away. Oh, it's right here. So this is the tarot deck that I'm using today. This is the Tiny Tarot that fits inside this little box. It's my traveling tarot deck. So I hope you guys enjoy the images and messages just as much as I will. And I mean, Uh, they're the same images as the Rider Waite. Oh, I got Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups flew out right now. So I do think your business is going to sell. But let's see, because your question is time frame. Let's see when this will happen. Where are you going to send your donation? Are you going to send it through PayPal or Cash App? Cash App? Okay. Alrighty. Thank you so much for your donation. All right. So let's see. Give us a card to see if it will sell anytime between now and the end of September 2026. Show us if it will. I do think it's going to sell. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do think it's going to sell anytime between now and September. I do think it's going to be during Virgo season. So I do think it's going to sell during Virgo season. Virgo season is late August, early September time. So during Virgo season, I feel like it will sell for you. Okay. What is your second question for me? What is your second question for me, Mishma? You know, my older son got married and his wife still hasn't spoken to me, still hasn't visited. I want to know if they will ever be ashamed or if she's going to be a good person and stick around. Okay. You mean like she never met you while they were dating, or you mean after they got married, then she never came by, she never visited? What do you mean exactly? Or she just never met you when they were dating? Is that what you're talking about? After getting married, she never spoke to me or visited me. They are just living a couple of miles away from my house. Okay, can you give me her first name and her zodiac sign, Mishpa? Okay, her name is Elsa, and what is her zodiac sign? She is an Aquarius. Okay, and what is your son's first name and zodiac sign? Hi, Anna. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just handling a few questions from Mishpa here on Instagram. Unfortunately, I can't pull the questions up on the screen when it comes to Instagram, but I will be with you in just a second if you have any questions for me. His name is Hamad, and he is an Aquarius too. Okay. Okay, so it's only just been after that they have gotten married that she doesn't come over, she doesn't visit, and you find it strange because they live really close to you, just a few miles away from your house. Okay, so that is a little strange. Um, yeah, I do see that she's very cold. She's very detached. Queen of Swords just flew out. Um, let's see. Is she going to last? Is this going to be a forever relationship with your son, Hamad Aquarius? It's been a little over 2 months since they got married. Oh, wow. Okay. I do see that they are soulmates, and they did spend a lot of money on the wedding here. So I do see that they're recuperating from that. The wedding was expensive. Okay, I'm going to pick one more card here. Well, actually, one more. One more. Okay. Yeah, they're building themselves back up. It seems like they're budgeting now. Are they going to last? I think so. As a matter of fact, I do think that they're going to have children. Even if one of them is saying, like, oh, I don't want kids, blah, 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 they're going to change their mind. I do see that they're going to have children. If they're living in an apartment, then they're going to move into a house. Or if they live in a house, either they're going to get a bigger house or they're going to remodel and make their house bigger. But I do see saving money is a big thing here. I do think she doesn't visit because she doesn't like you as a person. Um, I feel like she holds resentment towards you. I got Three of Swords here with the Knight of Wands. Oh my goodness, my cards fell out. 1 second. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you, so don't shoot the messenger here, okay? But I'm going to tell you exactly how she feels about you, okay? These are not my opinions about you. This is how what my cards tell me how she views you as a person, okay? So, how she views you as a person, we do have right here the King of Pentacles in reverse, and the King of Pentacles in reverse is basically telling me right here that she views you as somebody who is very money hungry. She views you as someone who money and stature is like the number one thing in your life. She also views you as someone who could be a bit of a smart mouth or somebody who can just be like really rude and doesn't. She views you as someone who doesn't think before she says things. Um, okay, she also views you as somebody who could be narcissistic or somebody who wants control. Okay. And I do think that she holds resentment towards you. Okay. But I do think that they are gonna last. they are going to last, and I do see that they are saving money. Um, Whether that's because they had an expensive honeymoon or an expensive wedding or both. So they're trying to recuperate from that. I got to the cards to back up that claim is the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Three of Pentacles. They're working together to try to regain what they have spent. Okay. And what is your next question, Mishba? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know how well you liked her or not, but or if you didn't want them to be together. But I do think that they are going to last. I do think they're going to be together, and I see that they're gonna invest in their life, invest in their home, and trying to have a comfortable life and comfortable living. About 6 months ago, I asked you the same question, and you said that they're not going to last and that she's money hungry. Well, the thing is that he's going to invest in the relationship, and that's what's going to keep her to stay. She wants to see somebody who spends money on her. Okay. And I think he is someone who at first didn't do that to a certain extent. And she viewed him as someone who was a bit of a cheapskate. Again, not my opinion, her opinion. But now he is being more abundant with her. Okay. I do see them having children. I do see them investing in themselves and working together. Okay. What is your third question? I met this guy about 4 years ago, and then I lost connection, and now he's back in the picture. Can you check how things will go between us? Okay. All right. So, can you give me this person's name and zodiac sign? I did look at the first message. I don't know what you mean about. I don't know what you mean with that. His name is Iqbal, and he is. I'm guessing Cancer, July 7th. Oh, come on. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So let's see. So I'm going to do it as a two-part question here. I'm going to do a relationship spread between you and Iqbal, and then I'm going to see if this could be your forever person, okay? All right. I think you're going to be the one in charge here, and you're definitely seeing this as a new opportunity, as a new relationship. He, for some reason, he thinks that you're upset with him, or that you, deep in your heart, you haven't forgiven him for, I guess, coming out of the picture and then reappearing back into the picture. But he's going to give this relationship the benefit of the doubt. But I think the idea that he feels that you haven't forgiven him or that you haven't moved on, he he's starting to find that a bit burdening. Okay, he finds it a bit burdensome, and I do think it affects him. Would he ever bring it up about you feeling upset or possibly feeling upset with him? No, I don't think he's going to bring it up. I think he's just not going to say anything about it. Um, but from what I'm seeing right here is that I think he's going to give the relationship the benefit of the doubt. Don't be surprised if he starts being a little bit more nervous or insecure around you. But I think you want a relationship. I think you're in a place in your life where you kind of miss that. You kind of miss that feeling, and you kind of want a relationship. And I think in a way you can see yourself with this person. I don't even I don't know why I'm getting this feeling that you're if you're not feeling this way right now, you're gonna feel this in the future where I see you kind of thinking to yourself like, I would love to go to Europe, or I would love to go and visit Latin America with this person. I would love to travel with this person. I want this person to take me out on dates and, just take me out and, have fun outdoors with this person. Um, I do see that one of the reasons why he feels like you might be upset with him is because you don't spend a lot of time with him, or at least enough time for him not to think this way. I think he views you as someone who is kind of distant when you're just really doing your own thing. You're really just focused on yourself. And when it comes to a business person, as an entrepreneur, I mean, you're going to be busy. That's the thing about entrepreneurs. Like, entrepreneurs are always busy. They're always doing something. And I think he kind of misunderstands that. and he just thinks to himself like, wow, like she doesn't even give me enough time, she doesn't spend enough time with me, and he's taking it to this whole other level, because it's telling me that you're just really, you do a lot of things on your own, or that you're focused on your things, but, and I can see that being him being a Cancer, I can see him misunderstanding that and being like, oh, she probably is upset that, about how things um, turned out before, you know? All right, so let's see. Would this person be your forever person? I mean, Capricorn and Cancer, astrologically speaking, you guys are compatible. All right, let's see. Is Iqbal Cancer, is he your forever person? 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 I think he definitely can be. I think he can be your forever person. As a matter of fact, it's telling me right here that he's very into you. He is physically attracted to you. He's so into you. And but the key here for this relationship is for you to take it slow. Get to know this person. Okay? Get to know this person. Take it slow. Okay? I do think that there are things here that you still need to get to know from this person. I feel like he's not being, there's something here that you still don't know about this person. And it is telling me right here that just because he is your forever person, don't just forget. And I don't think this is a problem for you because you're a Capricorn. And as a Capricorn, you're a responsible person. But just because you have this wonderful person who does have the potential to be your forever person, doesn't mean you got to drop everything and put your focus solely on him. Now, mind you, you are a busy person. So the cards are telling me right here that you're going to have to divide your time with work, your time with family, your time for you, and your house duties, and if you have pets, whatever, and this relationship. You're going to, if you think you already have a busy schedule, it's going to get busier because you're just adding another task, another thing onto the table. Yeah. I think after I sell my business, I can make a move. Make a move how? What do you mean? Like meaning like initiate something or he's asking me to move to Houston, but I did not say anything. I was upset with him since last time, so I didn't want to give him any clue that I'm reconsidering him. Okay, I see. I see. Yeah, because the cards are telling me that that's something he thinks about a lot, about how you're upset with him and everything. And then plus, like you're a busy person. I can see why, but I see that you are upset with him. So you are in fact upset with him, and he does see that. And also you're a busy person, which to see that as you get distant and all of that. So I can see that. I can see that. Um, but I do think that I wouldn't make a move too quick. I would say take it slow, get to know the person. You don't need to move right away because you did get the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles talks about taking things slow. Get to know him again. Um, you know, date him, but from a clean slate. Okay. If it makes it easier for you, then plan a trip with him, or just bring the idea, like let's go to Mexico, or let's go to Aruba, or let's go to Europe, um, and let him court you. At least, especially if this is a long distance relationship, it would make it a lot easier for you guys to get to know each other again. Because the cards are telling me right here that you need to take it slow. So don't make a move right now. I would actually wait to see until you guys get to know each other better. There's no reason to rush it. And as a matter of fact, I think he's very into you. Physically speaking, he finds you physically attractive. I think he's into you. I'm happy for you. And astrologically speaking, Cancer and Capricorn, like I mentioned earlier, you guys are compatible. Do you have any other questions for me, Mishka? Don't rush it. The cards did say do not rush it, okay? But this can most likely work out for good. This can be your forever person, yes. I actually felt a definite yes. I know this is something you've been waiting for. You have been a client of mine for about a decade, and I know that this has been something that you've been wanting for a very long time. So I'm really happy for you. Do you have any other questions for me? Okay, I think this was all. I had only three questions. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mishpa. Have a wonderful night. Let me know how things go. If you guys end up going on a summer vacation, let me know. I want to hear all that great news, okay? Send me pictures since you have me here on Instagram. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Good night. So Anna just said, I have a couple of questions if I may ask. Of course you can. Go ahead and send your donation. How are you today, Anna? How are you today, Anna? got your donation. I'm so sorry. Why am I not hearing my notifications? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm doing pretty good. And yourself? I'm doing really good. I just taught a yoga class. If you know, you know. But if you don't, I am a yoga teacher as well. So I taught a yoga class, and that's why my hair's all sweaty and stuff. But I decided to hop in since I was in a good and spiritual vibe to this questions. Okay. So I hope you're also doing well as well. I wanted to know what my Leo is currently feeling about a current situation. Anna, can you remind me what is your zodiac sign? You're Sagittarius, right? Yes, I need to start doing them on the evenings again because I got used to doing them during the day, and I know all of y'all are probably in school or working or both. I need to start getting more of this doing it in the evenings. All right, perfect. So yes, you are a Sagittarius, so I remember correctly. And what is your Leo's name? Just his first name. I don't need his full name. All right, so his name is Josh. So you want to know, and this is the person that is your friend, right? If I remember correctly, I think I was also here in the same location when you had last asked about your Leo friend. Um, so interesting. I had a dream about a Leo as well. Not nobody that I knew, but I just remember in the dream this person that I've never met in my life told me that that they were a Leo, and they definitely acted. Oh, you guys started dating? How is it going? Because last time we spoke, you guys were still friends, right? But now you guys are dating. Woo! How do you like it? How's it going? He's the one that brought it up. That's good. And I bet you were so happy about that. Well, I'm happy to hear that. And he's really sweet. I was really happy about it. Awesome. And how long has it been that you guys have now made it an official dating thing? Yeah, because I remember the last time we spoke, I don't remember too much in detail, but something about how you guys were still friends. And I did say something about you guys were going to start dating because he also felt the same way about you. A couple of weeks. Okay, it's been a couple of weeks. Okay, okay. We're in the same time frame. Okay. Of when you last did the reading. Okay. So it wasn't um, too distant in the future after our last reading that this occurred. Okay. He views you as someone who's independent. He views you as someone who loves to go out, loves to spend money, loves her girl gang, loves to hang out with her girlfriends. But he, yeah, like he views you as someone who is busy. Like, he views you as somebody who's busy. He views you as somebody who likes their alone time. He views you as someone who views you as somebody who likes their independence. But you're doing your part. I mean, you're doing your part, It's not like you're playing hard to get. I think you're doing your part. I think you're showing that you care about him and that you really want this too. But the cards are telling me that he views you as someone who is distant, but in the sense of like that you're kind of like in your own world. Is this out of insecurity? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's playing mind games with himself. So this is really just all stemming from his insecurities and past situations. Um, I expect him to act a little childish. You're gonna see him being distant, um, and him being a little childish at times. The more he starts liking you, so I see him like the more he starts liking you, the more he will become afraid, and the more he's gonna invent things in his mind that are not happening. And because the cards are telling you you're doing your part, you know, and either you see yourself as someone who is healing, you're still healing, you're doing a lot of healing, or you view him as someone who still has a lot of healing to do. You really want a commitment yourself, but at the same time, you're in a place where, and this is not a bad thing, but you're in a place where you're kind of viewing this as like you're not sure how this is going to pan out. You're still not sure as to how this is going to play out. So you kind of feel like the universe is like, kind of like a wool over your eyes. And you're just like, well, I don't know how this is going to pan out. I don't know how this is going to play out. You know how there are certain relationships where you can kind of envision how things are going and you can like envision or have that leg room to fantasize a little bit about the future. With this one, you just feel like you're not so sure what's gonna come next, and you're just kind of like feels kind of like a box of chocolates. And from what the cards are telling me right here, he views you as someone who's independent, someone who enjoys their single life. But that's the effect that you have as a Sagittarius. I can say that for myself. I'm not a Sagittarius, but I have my Venus in Sagittarius. So when I date, I give my partners, whenever I do date, I give them that impression that I am the Nine of Pentacles, that I enjoy my free time, that I enjoy being by myself, that I like my alone time, and they misunderstand that. But it's the energy of a Sagittarius. That's just something that Sagittarius is cursed with, you know? But I think Sagittarius, just like Leo, um, you guys can really stick to a relationship, whereas Aries is going to leave a relationship. And but I think you're going to see in his energy and his vibe that he does want a relationship. I think you're going to also see in his energy and in his vibe that he's going to make it known that he does want a commitment. Okay. Yes, I completely agree with that. I guess because I want to take my time with building and not only my friendship with him, but it's because I have had relationships where it was too quick. Right, right. You just want to take your time with it, but I think he's just misunderstanding all of it. And the thing about Leo is that they're all ego based. So the moment they feel rejected, even if you're not trying to reject them, or for some reason you make them feel like you're disrespecting them, even if you had no intention of disrespecting them, that's where all the childishness comes from, unfortunately. And it's tough. It's tough sometimes when it comes to dating a Leo because it's really like a box of chocolates because, like the moment they feel disrespected or the moment they feel like you cross them, it's like they kind of like their sworn enemy, right? And it's just like, bro, like I didn't even mean that, and that was not my intention at all. That's the thing about Leo, unfortunately. But I did too. I think you're gonna see it in his vibe that he does want a relationship, and because he's misunderstanding the Sagittariusness in you, and you're saying it yourself, like you're just trying to take your time with him, which is normal to see with Sagittarius. You're going to notice that he's going to get a little childish, and he's going to start acting like a bit of an ass a little bit, and when really you're just trying to be mature about the whole thing. He has told me he wants a relationship exactly, so he's either going to make it known or he's going to express that, which he has already. Okay? When do we see the childishness, the the pettiness, the assfulness come out? Would it be this month of August? No, I don't think you're going to see that side of him yet in August. I think it's going to be more in September. But you have control. You can tame him. Okay, you have control. But the way that you're going to be able to control this is by using your sweet side, your romantic side, to kind of dissuade him from his insecurities. Like, no, it's not like that. And, or, like, no, you're misunderstanding things, like you're going to have to do it in a more romantic way rather than being like, hey, yo, like, you're being dumb, or, like, you can't do it that way. You're going to have to you have to tame him with love and affection and romance. Okay? Of course he does. He does. He really does. Um, but you're going to start seeing that assfulness, pettiness around September. Okay? That's good. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Alrighty. So, do you have any other questions for me, Anna? Okay. Go ahead and ask your question. Go ahead and send your donation and then ask your question. I just got your donation, Anna. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask your next question. I want to know if anyone from my past is thinking of me or wants to reconnect soon. Too. Still in that Mercury retrograde vibe. We're not going to be out of that Mercury retrograde vibe until August 6th. So we have 2 more days. And look at you, you're still on that vibe. All of us. Okay. And you mean anyone, not just exes, right? So family members, old friends, maybe old classmates and stuff like that. Just anyone in general, right? Or just previous lovers. I think that's going to be a yes. I do think that there's answer your question. Yes. But really, it's because they're bored and they're really dissatisfied with themselves. And I think that it's also because um, they need excitement in their life. So my question to you is, Anna, do you mean just past lovers, or do you mean anyone in general, whether that's old friends, family members? Okay, zodiac sign of a person that I see that wants to connect with you and wants to talk to you. Yeah, somebody wants to return. I think it's going to be an Aries. I see an Aries person. Past lover. Yeah, yeah. Either someone who betrayed you or you betrayed them, or someone who feels betrayed. Yeah, somebody who betrayed you, someone who was a karmic relationship, an Aries person, somebody who wants to return. And this was a karmic relationship. This person was meant to come into your life um, to teach you a lesson. As far as friends, old friends that you've had in the past that want to reconnect with you or thought about reconnecting with you, yes, yes. And I think it could be a Capricorn. Will they reconnect with you? Yes, I do think so, but they're contemplating on it as of right now. As far as the Aries person, will they, or is this is just something they're thinking about? No, I don't think that they will. I think this is something that they're thinking about, but I don't think they're going to end up acting upon it. I think they're going to realize that they were just in their feelings a little bit, and they're not going to move forward with it. Okay. Is there anybody else, any other lovers or past lovers, people that Anna has at least briefly dated or dated for a while or was committed to that in this lifetime that want to reconnect with Anna? No, just this Aries person. The Capricorn I had to block because I feel like he was getting really weird. Bro, he's in a relationship, the Aries person, and he even changed his profile pic with her legs. That sounds like something an Aries person would do. Okay, okay. So, other than for the lovers, I think that's the only person who was thinking about reconnecting with you. How about any other friends? Any other friends or people that you were friends with in the past that want to reconnect with you, Anna? No, no. LMAO, I actually cringed at that profile picture. I can imagine. That's something an Aries would do, though. Yeah. Do you have any other questions for me, Anna? I also wanted to ask when I would stop putting my walls up for my Leo. Okay. This post Mercury retrograde energy has been something else. I don't know why, but it keeps messing with me. Honestly, it messed with everybody because it was on one of the most emotional water signs of the zodiac. It was in the sign of Cancer. So it messed with a lot of people. It really did mess with a lot of people. I feel like I want to, but for some reason I can't. Well, I mean, it's only been 2 weeks. Don't force yourself. It's only been 2 weeks. If anything, you're doing right by taking your time. You know, if you wanted to ask that question, we could see a time frame as to when will you see yourself allow him in a little bit more and actually start. We can do that if you want. We can see a time frame, unless you have another question. But I mean, if you're asking me, it's only been 2 weeks, so give yourself some time. And you know what they say: give a man 3 months, and within 3 months, you'll see this man's true intentions. Don't sleep with the guy. Give him 3 months, and you'll see his true intentions. I've even seen girls that I've had tarot readings with where they've taken it so far as like sleeping with their boyfriend for 6 months to see if they'll stick around. I've seen it happen. It's just that he talks about the future and it makes me nervous. Well, he's a Leo. He's a lover. And yes, a time frame would be good. Okay, go ahead and send your donation and we'll go ahead and start your question. I'm a lover girl too, but it scares me a bit. Thanks for your donation. I just received it. What is in your Venus? Do you know what's in your Venus? Have you ever done your natal chart? Okay. Your Venus is in Capricorn. Yeah. You got to take your time because your Capricorn Venus is not going to allow you to rush it. If you rush it, you're going to make yourself nervous and insecure. Take your time. You're gonna have to take your time. And with practicality, you will allow yourself to open up with ease. So let's give it a time frame. Let's see when So first I'm going to ask when, as a time frame, when will you start opening up to him and putting your walls down naturally towards him? And then I'm going to ask us, I'm going to make it a two-part question, and I'm going to ask, when is it advisable for you? When is a good time for you to do it? Okay. All right. Okay, we have the Hermit, the Hanged Man reverse, Eight of Wands, Page of Cups, Eight of Swords reverse. And this is when you will start to lower your walls with them, okay? I think this year, I think you're gonna start. I think you're gonna start bringing those walls down in August. To be honest with you, he's gonna make you feel like a queen. Is it advisable for you to start, bringing your walls down in August? Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, the cards are telling me right here with the Three of Wands, the more you allow yourself to bring your walls down with this person, you're going to start to finally, the universe is going to allow you to finally be able to envision how the future will look like between the two of you. Okay? But I think August is a good time. August is a good time. So this month is a good time to bring your walls down. First week of August, yeah, you can even start doing it in the first week of August, which is this week. But you're too scared to do so. You're so protective of yourself. But it's okay to start bringing your walls down this week. And by bringing your walls down doesn't mean you got to tell them like all your secrets and how so many guys like hurt you in the past. Usually, guys tend to use that against you. I would share that stuff when you date, when you're probably married with this person, or when you guys have been together for a very long time. Okay, don't share that kind of stuff in the beginning in any relationship because depending on the intentions with this person and their maturity level, they can use that against you whenever you guys are in an argument. Okay. Do you have any other questions for me? We've roughly talked about base relationships during our friendship stage. Okay. Okay. Yes, can this relationship work? Thank you for your donation. Okay, will this relationship work? In other words, will this be your forever person? Does this have the potential of being your forever person? Okay, let's see. Three of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, astrologically speaking, you guys are compatible. Three of Swords in reverse. Three of Pentacles reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. The thing is that I don't think he's everything that you want in a person. And if you haven't realized that now, the more you get to know him and the more you start dating him, you're going to realize that. I think it can work out, but I feel like the more you date him and the more you get to know him, you're going to realize he's not everything that you want. You might not know that now or might not notice those things now. Or maybe because you're young, maybe you have noticed those things, but you're making excuses for him. I don't know. I don't know. But it's telling me here that the more you're going to realize, or you've come to the realization that he's not everything that you're looking for. He doesn't check off everything on the list for you as far as what you want in a person. Um, this can work out, but I feel like you have a certain checklist, and he's not everything that you're looking for. I can actually see that. I think I have noticed a couple of very minor things, but not enough for me to leave. Yeah. When it comes to the Nine of Cups in reverse, it's more like a thing where it's like he's gonna be like 90 to 95% of what you're looking for, but there's gonna be that 5-10% that he doesn't have. Or there might be like a 5-10% of things that you might be like, oh, I don't know about that. But it's again, it's not it for a lot of people. It is enough because some people are picky for them to leave. But if you're a practical person, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Um, Another thing that I do see an issue here is resentment. Okay, so if you start seeing pettiness towards him, that could be an issue. Or if you're starting to see some, him holding on to resentment from past relationships and him having that same cycle, but with you, that could be a problem in this relationship as well. And if you notice those patterns or you notice him acting this way, okay, um, we actually did have an argument recently, already. And we did work it out, but I see a behavior pattern that it become a problem. It made me feel like he was insecure, and I don't like an insecure man. Yeah, especially when it comes to Sagittarius. You want a man that's a man, like that's the thing. Like you want a man, you know. Uh, so I totally understand. And what did you guys argue about? It's already so soon. You guys argued already, but then you guys are fired. My mom was a Leo. My dad was a Sagittarius. And man, there were arguments like every damn day, every day. King the one. Hi, how are you doing? I'm new to your channel. How can I have a reading? You have two ways of submitting a payment. They are $5. My readings are $5 per question. You can either submit your payment either through Cash App, and the username for my Cash App is $mermaidoracle. Or you can send it to PayPal at Tarot. Okay, if you need me to leave these up, let me know. I wonder if that was the fight you mentioned a few weeks back. I remember that I have to look back on that live stream to see what to, I think I remember a little bit mentioning that I saw an argument. But what did you guys argue about? It was so soon already. So fast. But then again, you guys are fire signs. That's kind of fucking normal. That's normal for y'all. He was basically telling me not to talk to other guys, but I have no interest in that. It really did bother me, but he said that he was in the wrong. Okay, okay. Well, I mean, he could have had so many other ways of approaching that. He could have said, well, I do hope that you're taking me seriously as I am, you know? And if you are, I would hope that you're not talking to other people. And if you are, then not. Because, seriously, let's basically, you know, I would have said it in that way rather than being like, you can't talk to other people. And then plus it insinuates or it gives the assumption that he thinks that you are, which I can see how that would bother somebody. That would bother me, that's for sure. It was the second time he said that when I would go out. Oh, okay. So he would say that when you would go out. Yes, I agree. It was the approach that made me upset. Yeah, yeah. Like there's so many other ways of approaching that rather than saying like something secure, bossy out, macho guy. You know, that would totally bother me. Totally, totally. I would be like, first of all, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Second of all, do you really think I'm that kind of person? And third, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? You know? Um, he said because I'm really hot. Oh my god. And well, nice to know that he thinks that about you and doesn't want another man to take me away from him. Again, there were so many other ways of saying that. Why couldn't he approach it as a question rather than already accusing you of this presumed way? It's already giving the presumption that you are that type of person or that you could be that type of person. It's like that's insulting. I did almost cuss him out, but I'm mature. I need to learn from you. All right. And you guys resolved it. He knows that you were wrong. Okay. And how did you resolve it? How did you, in your mature way, how did you approach that? How did you talk it out with him? My thing was that we had already established that we are exclusive, so it threw me off. Right, right. Okay. Yeah, that would bother me even more. Hell yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, but that's the thing about Leo. They're kind of insecure like that, you know? Do you have any other questions for me, Anna? I basically reassured him and reminded him that me going out of my way to bring him lunch to work or showing my lover girl isn't something that everyone gets. My voiced how it made me feel. I was trying to do something behind his back and I was offended that he'd even think that of me. His response was that he was also a bit scared because I am younger than him and he's never been with anyone with this much of an age gap. I was like, this is stupid as ever. I need to learn something. Because if you would have said that in front of me, I would have been like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Oh my God, I need to learn. Okay. Do you have any other questions for me? But yes, if you're assuming that this was probably the argument that we predicted the last time, this is probably it. You must really like him to be that patient with him because you being a Sagittarius and still be that patient with me. And then I got no question. Thank you so much for stopping by. I don't know how to follow the money I have when I go to class. And I got a pizza here. Probably not the best thing to eat before doing this, but all right. He's literally 33 and I'm 27. Okay. It's not that much of a change. He is terrific. All right. I'll see you later. Thank you so much, Anna, everyone, to take care, bless, and be on this day. I'll see you guys on Thursday. I know I said I was going to come in tomorrow, but that's the reason why I live streamed tonight because I'm not going to come in tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm not going to be here tomorrow, guys. I'll see you guys.